Hello, hello, hello! Welcome back to the continuing adventures of JabGut, the throwaway Spriggan wizard who quickly became a stabber and decided to live out the rest of his days being a dick. I mean, a backstabbing murderer. Which I guess is kind of like being a dick. Anyway, when last we left off, I had just picked up invisibility. I had found a saber, an elven saber, and was trying to decide whether or not it was worth hanging on to. Quick look at my item list. Feel free to pause if you guys are more curious than I am. I'm going to go ahead and start dropping all my spellbooks into a stack. A quick display of the unknown stuff in the dungeon. All of it. Okay, that wasn't what I wanted to do. Gotta be careful with this. I know that there's a way to quickly display. There we go. This is the list of items I have not yet identified. It includes cure mutation, and therefore I have to still continue individually checking every identify scroll. I haven't picked up a ring of slaying either, or teleport control, both of which would be nice, though a ring of teleport itself wouldn't be amiss. And I have not actually found a scroll of blinking this entire game. How sad is that? Heal wounds I obviously haven't found, but haven't found haste either, or a bunch of this stuff. Anyway, bottom line, there's still stuff I need to find. What is my percentage fail on haste is really high. I think haste should be high on my list of things to learn. So let's go ahead and turn off hexes at this point, because it's already reliable, and turn on charms, but we'll leave it at trickle because I'm more concerned about this ridiculous spell hunger. If I'm going to be regularly going invisible, it's going to become a serious problem. Let's go ahead and eat this bread ration and take the one book I need with me, the one that's going to give me haste. Okay, on to another topic. I looked into the whole why this is a good sword versus my dagger, and I found the answer. While daggers rapidly will accrue, in fact, let me see if I have the page open. Here we go. While daggers will rapidly accrue the damage bonus, which unfortunately is capped at 30, that's all they'll do. After that, we multiply by the tier of stabbing. Sabers are short blades also. They too get multiplied by, they too can earn this 30, though in order to reach it they have to get all the way up to 600, and that takes longer. And then get multiplied by the same bonuses. The difference is sabers are stronger weapons overall. I was looking at it recently, so I should have it available. Daggers, quick blades, sabers. They have a 7 to damage and a 4 to accuracy versus a dagger's 4 to damage. So that's a bonus base damage of 3. That's phenomenal. It's close to double. Throw in the speed brand, and you're not even talking about something which is a significantly slower attack. No wonder people say that the elven saber, the saber speed is better. It being elven just is icing on the cake. So let's go ahead and enchant it and commit to that until I find a quick blade later on that makes me change my mind. Let's commit to that being the weapon for the rest of the game. So, sorry Ashanzari, but it's time for a remove curse. We're going to take the curse off the dagger for sure. Amulet of Conservation I'm still happy with. We're going to take it off the wizard hat to pick up the +2. I mean, I could. I should have thought of this before I entered the screen. That was a mistake. What else do I want unenchanted? I can lose the robe so that I can start training armor skill and train up so I can wear troll leather. That would be a good move. Or I could try and hold out on a steam dragon of some kind, and maybe I'll get a better thing then. But for the time being, I'm happy with this set, honestly, and I'm happy leaving one ring slot untouched. So let's stick with that for now. Okay, wield the saber, and now let's start enchanting it. So, two attempts, and I did in fact manage to increase the accuracy. Let's see what I can do with regard to the damage. Okay, we made it a 5-5. That's actually phenomenal. Hell, why not? Let's go all the way. Enchant 3. Nothing. Not even a whimper. Oh well. Tomato, tomato. Sometimes you get what you want and sometimes you don't get what you want, and that's fine too. None of the armors I'm wearing are currently armors that I'm proud to wear, so none of them are worthy of being enchant armored yet, so I'm going to leave that undone. We will also leave behind the dagger of poison, because there are very few scenarios in which I would prefer to have that than more power, and this is now empirically the most powerful weapon I have. Let's recurse the weapon. I should have several curse weapons available. So let's use one of those. And if I am carrying any curse items, I should get rid of them. I'm not. Okay, cool. And I'm apparently still carrying a ring of sustainability, so when I start suffering mutagenic glow, that would be a good time to put it on. Alright, off we go, into the dungeon. We have gotten pretty far if I recall correctly. Yep, 16. Hopefully in this same vid we'll get all the way to the vaults. I have considered using an amulet of resist corrosion and attempting the slime pits now. If the royal jelly can't see me, I don't really know what there is to be afraid of. It can sense invisible, it can't see invisible, which means I'm going to be getting scab level damage against everything except the red slimes in there. How am I seeing traps? I don't have any traps in door skill. And how do I not have any traps in door skill? Oh my god, please, please, people, when you play Dungeon Crawl, don't just learn from what I do right, learn from what I do wrong. I am a consistent failure at remembering to start training traps indoors. Sorry, I'm getting distracted because of what's happening in-game. That brainworm is a serious danger to me right now. I'm gonna get out of here. They're both confused. Come on, one of you go down, please. Please? Just, there's the giant. And there's the orc knight. And hell, there's the troll. You know what, let's just go invisible. I mean, I know it's a high food cost and all, but I'll deal with that. In favor of just getting this massive quadra kill or whatever. All of the great skeletons here can go down, and then after they've gone down, we'll take out the knights and the riffraff, and yeah, that was just phenomenal. There's nothing they can do about it. But for the fact that I'm a Spriggan and I have long-term food issues no matter what, I almost wish that I was a different race and I didn't have to worry about food, because just regular invisibility is just nuts. I mean, if anybody knows and can comment on what the different food costs, if any, are for evocable invisibility versus castable invisibility, that would be nice to know. And it's not even that, oh crap, there's no way, yeah, there's no way that he's gonna let me get all the way up to him. It's not even that it's necessarily problematic, it's just that my personal issue, my nature is, I don't like using up consumables, ever. Food is a consumable, food fits that bill more so than anything else. Oh man, I was gonna have to wake up one of them. Or potentially both. While still possible, it'd be best to fight these guys in the open, so that they don't bunch up instinctively. Now that I'm wielding an actually powerful weapon, I have much more leverage with regards to just attacking things that aren't much stronger than me. One. I just got one, that's all I got. Fire, fire. That thing's gonna become unstoppable very quickly. Yeah, literally the one space I didn't burn, that's the one he goes on to. Actually, they can't see me if I'm invisible. If I'm invisible, I could theoretically walk right up to that thing and attack it, and it couldn't do anything about it. Of course, I wouldn't dare risk it, because all it would take is one lucky attack, and then I'd be dead. I'm just saying, it's a possibility. Oh my god, they came back through the fire. They have, in terms of power, they lack in every other capacity. I mean, they'll stand on a fire and die to me. How great is that? Okay, there we go. Everything under 10%. Charms coming up. Haste, not yet learnable. I don't know why I keep training haste every time I play this game. I literally, not metaphorically, literally never use haste as a spell efficiently or effectively. I will rarely even remember to use it at all. Okay, how do we usually kill these guys? Anything to throw? Nope. Let's use a frequently zapped lightning bolt. Okay, he's downed. Spellcasting continuing to rise. Traps and doors continuing to go. Ooh, a minotaur outside the lair. It's probably a shapeshifter. Nope, it's a real minotaur. That's surprising. Oh, Christ. Nope, it's a shapeshifter. Ah, for a second I thought I had this guy. Good stab, but that's all it was. Gotcha. Okay, that's confusing. He consistently was morphing, so I know he was a shapeshifter, but in the end it said I killed the rock troll. Maybe if he had left a corpse, the game would have identified him. I didn't realize it worked that way. I'm wearing conservation and I have 1 level of resist fire. If he wakes up before I reach him, I will be able to deal with it. Unfortunately, he woke up as I reached him. And he managed to get the fire off on me after all. And oh, I didn't lose any scrolls. I usually lose even 1 at least. Okay. Donald with a troop of humans, 2 doors up. I'm going to take my chances at stabbing Donald. Unfortunately, he woke up. Let's check whether or not he can see invisible. Not sure whether or not it would even say there, but let's look up Donald and make sure he can't see me if I go invisible. Unique, fighter, warm-blooded, speaks. None of those sound like see invisible. But let's go ahead and pull up the see invisible list just to be absolutely sure. No point in taking a big risk. Gotta figure out a faster way to get to this screen. He does not see invisible. Okay, he's 2 squares away from me, and I'm surrounded. I'm fairly sure these guys can't see invisible, especially if he can't. So, I'm going to turn into a pumpkin and disappear, and then I'm going to start stabbing Donald. He's dead. And let's cast a Mephitic Cloud in this direction just to disperse the crowd further. You know, so that their sense invisible doesn't really do much against me either. That should thin them out fantastically well. I do hope that this thing isn't corroding me that's standing next to me. It doesn't look like the guys that can corrode, but what do I know? I haven't thought about it. I've been too busy killing things because I'm invisible and taking advantage of that brief time while that's true. I swear to God, it's like being on debug mode or something. Okay, what's the resurrect all button? Okay, yeah, do that. And go beat him up. Okay, that's a fantastic shield. Why can't I use it? Maybe I'm just not allowed to pick up shields. It's just not fair. That would have been perfect. I even waited for it too. Oh well, I guess I have to wait on a buckler then. A fancy buckler. For now, I'll just deal with the protection. Protection is actually a reasonable brand. I shouldn't be complaining. Okay, that's the welcoming party taken out and the vaults located. 2 major objectives completed at the same time. And that's an unidentified scroll. That's always an interesting prospect. Fighting while on top of fire is always entertaining for the person who watches their enemies burn. I'm not sure why one failure is in yellow and the other is in red. I assume it has to do with what Ashanzari is supporting and what he's not. In any event, let's go ahead and pick up haste, since it's the correct move, even if I don't know why or how. Eventually I'll learn. And we'll continue training it a little bit longer. I do want it 10% or less. Actually, it's haste, so probably less. Once pass wall becomes available, I'm so picking that up. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the last one is going to have to apply to a fire cloud. Okay. Continue clearing as I go. These guys aren't going to die to fire clouds, and their presence means that the big fiery demon guy is probably here, whatever his name is. Something with an A. Not Izul. Izul's the snake serpent. This guy is the fire guy, the Ezrael or Azrael. And he's not apparently able to see invisible. Let's make sure. Does not look like he sees invisible. And let's also make sure that his hellhounds, which I'm pretty sure he summons, or fiery hounds, don't see invisible either. I'm pretty sure they do. They're high enough level. Nope, apparently not. Are they called fire hounds, maybe? Or just hounds? Nope. Okay, not on this list, so... what about the fire elementals he's creating? They see invisible? Freezing Wraith, Francis, nope. They do not. Okay, so I have a solution if it turns out to be him. It is him. I will approach... Tier 1 stabbing. I just killed Izul and his dogs without having to turn invisible because they didn't even see me coming. That's insane. In order to kill these fire elementals, it's going to be more challenging. I don't have any good tools to do it with. And I'd rather not burn invisible on just them. And I will if I have to, but I'd rather use, I'd rather use minion meat shields. Oh, I could just slice them to death, apparently. I don't know, I just mentally pictured fighting fire with a sword, and it didn't seem to be very effective, but what do you know, it worked. I'll leave behind his fire swords. It's gonna be kind of useless now that he doesn't have a wielder. Man, I got all the way up there and stabbed him and it barely did any damage. When a monster doesn't know you're coming with a question mark and you stab it, it's not even a tier 2 stabbing, it's a tier 3. So it's the least effective. It's not to say it's ineffective, but Mephitic Cloud is significantly better. Come to me. Okay. And really, part of the joy of this is it takes what I used to do in the early game anyway, namely Mephitic and then Mephitic and then attack stuff with whatever weapon I have at hand, and it turns it into a long-term effective idea. Except the Mephitic Cloud eventually becomes replaced with something else, in this case, invisibility. And really, though, Spriggans are just tailor-made to pull this kind of thing off. Okay, let's go ahead and fly. Was I wearing a Ring of Strength that whole time? Whoopsies. Evoke levitation, that should temporarily take the weight off. That's Francis, who can in fact see invisible. And at least one ice statue. So let's just get as far away from them as possible. I'm not saying I can't win that fight. I'm saying that I don't know that I want to if I don't have to. I do not like the idea that I'm carrying more than I can carry. So let's switch to sustainabilities and then drop stuff until I'm good. I'm carrying a lot of food on me, so let's eat honeycomb. I'm carrying a book, which I don't need, right? Because I already got the spells out of it. Yeah, so drop that. I'm carrying 14 potions of curing. No, that'll never do. Go back to your stash and drop a bunch of those. Okay, what else while I'm here? Drop a few identify scrolls. Definitely drop the enchant armor. Lose 2 teleport scrolls since I have the wand. Lose the overly used lightning rod. And I think that's about it. A couple agility pots can go as well, since I'm most likely just going to use one and then be done. Okay, down we go. Killing Francis when he's unaware of me by the river would be really cool. If I could pass wall my way into that segment, because you'll notice it's this long fin, but then this part is open. If I just pass walled my way in, I could probably take him out really quickly. And there is some treasure there. Instead, I'm going to go down a floor, and then I'm going to go back up and finish up the vaults. Okay, they're all aware of me, and at least a couple of them are somewhat dangerous, so let's go ahead and put some mass confusion down, aka 3 mephitic clouds, and then just start stabbing stuff. Definitely want to put a fire in the hall. It's gotta suck to be this troll. He walks up to this tiny little thing with practically no health, claws at me like crazy, stands inside of fire to tank my damage, and he can barely even hit me in 10 turns because I'm just so dodgy. There we go. That's another down. The good news about the amount of enchant is I hit level 5 enchant on my weapon, so it actually, I believe, is 100% resistant to corrosion at this point. Oh, I have to kill this before I get blocked in. No, let's go the long way. Notice that I let the fire guy come to me because I didn't want the one who was immune to fire damage standing on my fire. Come on, take him down, take him down, take him down! Okay, he's not going down. Unless he walks back through the fire, but there won't be an opportunity if the Rock Sasha isn't there. I never got why Rock Sashas don't show a health bar. Truthfully, I never got Rock Sashas in general. They're just weird creatures to me. Okay, got rid of all of them, except like the Rock Sashas, and now if Rock Sashas are dumb enough to stand in a fire, they're not going to last very long, so that should do it for them. If you don't have See Invisible, those guys can be truly terrifying. If you're like Spriggan, though, you can totally See Invisible, so they're kind of meaningless. This is probably the real one, which is why he's not running into fire as readily. My tankiness, primarily via the dodge capacity I have, lets me get away. Okay, let's get out of there, I already have a good weapon. I just picked up Acquirement. I already have a good weapon. I already have a good spell selection. What I really want is Hungerless Casting, which is going to just be something that Acquirement can't help me with. And I guess I'm also going to want good armor, because all my armor is pretty basic. So let's acquire me some armor. Reflection. Maximally enchants to 3 versus Protection. Both of them are great brands. My understanding is that Reflection adds a chance to repel missiles and the like in the direction they came at you from. And while in general I prefer a flat AC bonus, in specific for this character I've already described all the ways in which that's useless to me. And since I'm about to be entering a area which is well known for having lots and lots of Yaktuars and the like, I guess it does make sense. So let's head back to our Scroll of Curse Armor and get ready to swap these two in and out. Scroll of Curse Armor. Okay, good, I do have more of them here. In fact, while I'm at it, let's also remove... We're definitely taking the buckler off, but let's also remove... actually, I forget what it was I had in mind to remove. I wasn't going to replace it. Right, my armor slot. Let's remove the fire resist and try for troll leather armor and see how that goes. I think. Nah, let's not do that. Let's train the armor first and then put it on second, instead of putting it on first and then being stuck with inferior spellcasting for a while. Yeah, that's the better way to go about it. So, Buckler of Protection is what I'm currently on. Cursed Buckler of Reflection is what I'm switching to. Drop the Buckler of Protection. We'll come back for it later. Also, because I don't see any reason not to, we're going to enchant the Buckler of Reflection at least up 1. And we'll preserve that last slot. If I come across a enchant armor scroll, I don't want to come running all the way back here. I'll enchant it fully later. Actually, the AC hit was negligible, so yay. Hexes, charms, spellcasting. How are we doing for charms? Haste is still unreliable. Needs to be more. And hunger-wise, yeah, we haven't improved terribly. We are getting there, but it's going to take more than just a little bit of time. Yeah, we'll continue focusing everything just like it is. So fingers crossed that we pick up the Cloak of Preservation sooner or later, and we're able to swap my next slot out for something more tantalizing. For now, let's lose the Scrolls of Remove Curse and head on to the vaults. Time for 7 floors of experience gain. We're getting pretty close to the limit of my time for right now, but you know, I might just push it a little bit longer because I'm having way too much fun and things are going really well. You know what they say when you're on a roll. When you're doing well, when the energy is coming, don't stop. Okay. So treating invisibility like a constant use spell is going to get me hungry like crazy. If I come across a food shop, that would be awesome. Actually, I should check. Maybe I've come across one and just forgotten about it because I didn't need to consider it. But if I had 3 bread... No. If I had 3 bread rations per floor, I wouldn't even have to think about food anymore. I accidentally went to the next floor down because the doors were right next to each other. Not that it really matters. I am strong enough to take on just a floor of random stuff. I mean, as high up as my entrance to the lair was, this is a fairly average height for an entrance to the vault. That's weird. How was I able to stab him from melee range. I think it's because my summons were fighting him too. Okay, you know what? There are centaurs on this floor, and that bow is dangerous. So let's, at the very least, dump that bow one floor up, where more centaurs can't just grab it. And we'll totally destroy your mottled corpse. Rakshasa is down. Spellcasting experience gained. Hunger status still at 5. Man, it's not even subtle. That's so high. It has to go down. Just has to. That dragon is so well protected. Still, 1 hit and he lost half his health. The problem is now it's his turn, so let's get out of the way before he makes good on it. Actually, if I crowd him with enough summons, he might turn his back in a moment of weakness, and then got him. Okay, I'm being smitten from distance, which is why I'm losing health. Confuse whatever's around that corner and beat the knight to death. Nothing's attacking me that I'm not aware of, right? Okay, good. Oh lord, it's an ogre mage with powerful spells. Let's get out of here. I forgot to pull my allies back with me. That was a mistake. It's a stone giant zombie, but since it's just a zombie, it's vulnerable to fire. Yeah, the low tier stabbings I get against these guys, honestly, these green slimes are one of the most irritating enemies I'm up against right now. It almost would be worth training up conjurations and getting something more powerful. Like, do I have access to Isikundrin's Mystic Blast? Not without paying money for it. You know what? What kind of hunger is attached to a level 4 spell? 0, right? Animate Dead is free? Yeah, okay, good. I'm gonna pick up Sticky Flame just to deal with these irritating guys. So, Sticky Flame. I should have a Scroll of Amnesia somewhere. I can get rid of it if it turns out not to be effective. But I am tired of dealing with slimes this way. Hey, idiot. I'm stabbing you until you get bigger. Miscast. Not miscasted. It may be enormous, but it's burning from without and from within. Miscast. Hit him. Come on, what are you gonna do? Broke up into pieces, but if I'm right... Nope, each of those pieces is not on fire too, it's just the big one. But that's cool, they all took massive damage together. Now I have a way of dealing with these guys. Because I'm tired of having to be creative every time, and you know what? When I'm in the vaults, if I have to retreat halfway across the floor to kill one fiery guy, it's just not going to work out. It's going to work out eventually, but it's going to also probably make me so irritated that I do something foolish. Let's drop traps and doors at this point. It's going just fine. Charms 2 can go because I'm betting haste is already reasonable. Haste is at 6%. Conjurations is a paltry 5.6. So I will allow a trickle into that at this point. Just for the utility. I mean, I don't know what monsters I'm going to be fighting, but I'm fairly sure that I will eventually come across a conjuration like level 5 or 4 conjuration, level 5 fireball or something that I wish I'd had access to. Also, recall what I said before. It's not that I've capped out my melee damage. I still have a whole 100-200% more bonus damage I could get for my stabs. But I'm getting very close to the point where... I'm past the point of diminishing marginal returns. I'm already killing things in one attack. Let's get out of here and pull you guys back too. And then put some fire clouds in the way. You guys want to attack me, you can do it through fire. Okay, how do we kill these skeletons again? Let's attempt to kill them with Sticky Flame, actually. I don't know how effective it will be, because I've never used Sticky Flame before this game. But maybe it'll be very effective, who knows? Certainly can't be a lot... Oh, ow, that's a pike. Oh, look who it is. It's you, and you don't even know I'm here. Being able to get right up close and personal with them, because of all my stealth and stabby approach, is kind of nice, too. It's like... It synergizes, actually, much better than I would have anticipated with Sticky Flame. And especially when they're in a state like this, where I'm just going to get one hit off anyway, might as well start opening with Sticky Flame. Oh, that was sick! One hit kill. 1, 2, 3. And then we'll just finish the rest of them off slowly. That guy is going to prove difficult unless we do one of these and then one of these. So Sticky Flame first. Direct damage second, because now he's committed. Once he was Sticky Flamed, he can't retreat anymore. Alright, Sticky Flame is actually a phenomenally synergistic move, and it's hungerless, so it's really just exactly what I needed. So let's drop every book I have right now. Do I need anything else from this book? No. Level 5 Fireball would be nice, but it's not a must. Freezing Cloud would be more beneficial, actually. 1, 2 stabs, and a third stab, which was significantly less effective. Definitely calls for fire clouding here. You know what? Fingers of Flame. Eat it, bitch. Okay, but now you're on fire. How are you still chasing me? You're on fire. Go away. Okay, we should animate dead. Oh, it's the Yakchawars, for whom I specifically changed shields. And I have invisibility now, just to be able to deal with them in any situation which requires me to actually be invulnerable. Let's just animate skeletons on these guys. I don't need to animate dead. Actually, now that I have level 4 Hungerless casting, there's really no reason not to just animate dead in a situation like that. Apparently there was a gargoyle that I didn't notice. Okay, on to the vaults, for real. Oh, there's the gargoyle again. Apparently I cannot simply stab a stone statue, but I can burn it to death. Yeah, this Sticky Flame is actually a phenomenal attack. No wonder people enjoy playing as fire elementalists. Alright, that's going to have to be it for now. Thank you so very much for watching. Thus far, JabGut has done fantastic for himself. He's level 17, about to enter the vaults. All of the very dangerous enemies, well, most of the very dangerous enemies in the vaults he can go invulnerable to with invisibility. The most dangerous current enemy in the vault for him will be the tentacled monstrosity, which can see invisible, can grab and constrict it, and resists fire, I believe. At the very least it resists. I know that my fire attacks generally deal less damage to it. However, as of now, we have JabGut doing well, still fighting. So thank you all for watching. I will see you guys next time.